You think you don't have the credit score, you think you don't have the debt to income, you think you don't have the money. Well, I'm here to tell you that you may actually be able to get yourself a primary residence or even an investment property with low or no money down. How's it going? My name is Greyson Roberts and I'm a real estate agent here in the greater Springfield, Missouri area. And if you'd like to buy, sell, or invest with the absolute best, give me a call 417-501-4660 or email me graysonroberts@kw.com. Now, if you're not in the Springfield, Missouri area and you're in Florida or California or wherever, you can still contact me because I can put you in contact with the best agent in your neighborhood. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. We have a sponsor for today's video. Now, don't skip ahead because today's sponsor is actually going to pay you to sign up. That's right, Webull is sponsoring today's video, my favorite online stock brokerage I've been using for almost 4 years and I've never paid them a dime. The app is free, there is no fees on commissions or no app subscriptions. Better yet, they're going to pay you to sign up in the form of a sign-up bonus. 6 free stocks valued all the way up to $12,600, but realistically, they're probably going to be $3 to $20 a piece, but you're getting 6 of them plus $5 worth of free crypto. All you got to do is click the link in my description, download Webull, create an account, deposit as little as 1 cent so they can fund your account, and you can either buy the dip right now and make some more money or simply cash it out and spend it on whatever you want, maybe even this book. It would be a great investment, but today's video should do just fine. Now, first on our list is a conventional loan, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this because this is the conventional loan that every pretty much bank offers. Now, did you know you can actually go as little as 3% down? Now, it depends on everybody's situation, the current market, your interest rates. Sometimes it's better to put more down. In fact, a lot of the times it's best, but there's nothing worse than renting because even if you have a higher interest rate and you're paying more to that, well, you're paying 100% interest when you're renting. So buying a home is always the best option as long as you can afford it. But basically for a conventional loan, a credit score of 640 is a minimum to qualify for the 3% down. You need a debt to income ratio of under 43%. Now, if you're looking for investment properties that you're not going to live in, you're going to have to put at least 20% down, sometimes 25, sometimes 30, and if it's an LLC, sometimes even maybe more. Now, moving on to one of my favorite options is the FHA loan. Now, the FHA loan is a lot more lenient. So you can have a minimum credit score of 580 with a debt to income ratio of 43%. But here's the cool part. Lower down payment, and you can actually buy a property with 3.5% down. You can buy 1 to 4 units. Now, in order for the FHA loan to work for you to get 3.5% down with your lower credit score, is you have to live in it for at least 1 year, but that's 1 to 4 units. 5 units and up, it's a different world. It's commercial, you're getting a commercial loan. It's totally different, but 1 to 4 units, you can actually qualify for an FHA loan. Now, why is this important? You know, maybe you can buy your primary residence and whatever, that's great. You might as well get conventional if you can. But with FHA, 3.5% down, you can buy a duplex, for example, live in one side, so you're technically occupying it for at least 1 year, rent out the other side, and cover your mortgage. Then, whenever 1 year is up, you can move out, rent your side out, creating hundreds of dollars of cash flow a month per you, depending on the deal, of course, and then you can rinse and repeat that process as many times as you'd want. One caveat to the FHA loan is that you can only have one in your name at a time. So 6 to 12 months in, you can refinance into a conventional and then get another FHA down if you don't want to get a conventional. But that's just one option for you. And you can even get up to a triplex or even a fourplex, live in one of the units and rent out the other 3, hopefully making yourself some money immediately. And a fun fact, if you get a multifamily deal, 1 or 2 to 4 units, you can actually use the income from the rental property to help you qualify for that mortgage. So if you couldn't qualify originally, but you get a duplex, but that rent makes your mortgage pretty much free to you, that will help you qualify. So even if you have 3.5 down, but you don't think you have the income, this could be a great option for you. Now, next, we're going to talk about the 203K loan and why I like this one. This is basically identical to the FHA loans. We're not going to spend too much time on it, but the 203K loan is a version of the FHA that allows you to roll your rehab costs, your renovation and update costs, into the loan. So if you buy a property for $100,000, but it needs $20,000 worth of work, but then that's going to make the property appraised at $160,000, well, you just made $40,000 instantly in equity by doing that rehab. But not everybody has 20 extra K, and you probably don't if you only have 3.5 to put down. But with the 203K loan, it's more complicated. They release it to you in sections, but you can actually, like I said, finance the rehab costs, which is huge. So it's essentially just a $120,000 loan on a $100,000 property. This could be a great option for less desirable homes and more in a condition of despair, because keep in mind, if a property is not habitable, no bank will loan you the money. And I really recommend this loan because if you're willing to do the work yourself or simply hire it out, 20K could go a long way depending on the deal. And then you can build instant equity, cash out, refinance, and do it again. Moving on to another very exciting one is a USDA loan, which could get you 0% down. Now, let me just go ahead and say the VA loan is also 0% down. That loan is guaranteed. So we're not going to talk about that because most people aren't veterans, but that's a pretty easy program to get into if you are a veteran for 0 down. But the USDA is mostly for everybody. Now, here's the requirements. You can't make more than 115% of the average median income in your area, and it also has to be in a rural area, which basically means a population of 33,000 people or less. You can go on USDA's website and actually see if your area qualifies, but those are the two main criteria. And another bad thing is, 0% down, that's great, but it only works for single family residents. You can't do 2 to 4 units. It has most of the similar requirements, but you also need a credit score of 640. Basically, it's a program to help people in lower income rural areas get into home ownership and achieve that American dream. Now we're moving into the spooky stuff. Hard money. Now, hard money is kind of an aggressive term, but that's essentially just really expensive hard money. Now, they are much more lenient on the requirements, and your traditional bank might not do this, but there's lots of hard money lenders out there. Anybody could be hard money, could even be considered private money, but basically the thing you need to know is it's more about the deal and less about your income or your credit score or whatever that might be. The hard money lenders are usually much shorter, about 6 to 12 months. Sometimes you can get longer, and they're much more expensive. Since you're a riskier borrower, usually in business, higher risk means higher rewards, so the lender is able to charge you more interest. Now, this is not going to work for your primary residence. This is not really going to work for a long-term rental property unless you refinance after the 6 to 12 months, what they call mortgage seasoning, and then you can refinance into an FHA or conventional or whatever you want. Really, if you're a house flipper, this is a great way to get a house for low or even sometimes no money down, and then you can make your quick flip, sell it, pay off the hard money lender, or refinance it and rent it out. These pretty much only make sense for homes in major despair that you could put 20K in and maybe make 100K out. Like I said, short term, unless you really have no other options and you have to get hard money, then hopefully you can refinance later, but some people get into trouble with that if they can't refinance and they don't plan on selling. Now, lastly is private money. Now, this is kind of broad because private money, you can structure this deal however you want. It's up to you and your private money lender. Now, usually this is also going to be shorter terms, anywhere from 1 to 5 or 10 years, or even 30 years if that's a deal that you and your lender come up with. Now, these loans, since they're private, they don't need to get sold on the secondary market. That's why mortgage requirements are so strict, because Ginnie Mae and Fannie Mac are two government entities that buy loans from the banks, so that way the banks can turn around and give out more loans. But private money and hard money don't have to conform to these regulations, so they can be really lenient on whatever. It's not about credit score. Your private money lender might screen your credit score, but not necessarily the most important part. These are short term, a little longer than hard money lenders usually because it's less professional, and it's of course probably going to be a higher interest rate. Now, this is great for people, you got a rich family member or a friend or whatever that wants to get into real estate but doesn't want to spend time finding the deal, rehabbing it, selling it, all that stuff. They just want to make 8, 9, 12% on their money in real estate. Depending on the deal, you can probably find a private money lender pretty easy. Who's a private money lender? Anybody. People at school, church, work. It could literally be anybody. Now, like I said, private money lending is totally dependent on the deal and whatever you and your private money lender come up with, but I just want you to know that it's an option, and I want you to know it's usually going to be more short term and more expensive with a higher interest rate. This is also best if you can probably refinance in 6 to 12 months, so that way you can pay off your private money lender, get a traditional loan, and do it all over again. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to give me a call, 417-501-4660, or GreysonRoberts@kw.com if you have any questions. Even if you're not looking to use me as a real estate agent, I'd be more than happy to help you. And keep in mind, if you're not in my area, but you're looking for a reliable agent, I can find the best one in your neighborhood. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Boss Properties, and I will see you